The first thing that we're going to go over some of the, on the Jamberry Benny U side, we're going to go over some of the reports that we have available here. For example, you'll notice that we have, some new things here. For example, we've got a pace setter report. When you click on this pace setter report, you can actually see the goals. So you have pace setter goals up here. 250 points earns you a branded water bottle, 500 sales points in 60 days, $50 Benny U product credit, and then 1,000 in sales points. First 90 days become a member of the Pace Setter Club. So on our test account, we don't have anybody here, but if you did, you'd see their ID, their enroll date, number of days since enrollment, and then how close they are to the goals. You'll be able to see their sponsor and their upline manager. So that's a new report that was recently added over the last couple of days. Make sure you go in and check it out. Take a look at it. A lot of new there. If you're fairly new to the Benny U business, and this is the site you're accessing currently, we also have what's called the activity report. And the activity report shows a number of different pieces of information. For example, you have different filters, so you can filter by any of these, and don't be overwhelmed by it. I think when you first start, what you see is probably sufficient. You can see the people. So this is this individual, the Dylan, right? Title, this is their pay title, so what they would get paid at the end of the month. You have sales points, team points, recruits. You have trip points. We have a promotion that actually ends here shortly, but you could earn trip points towards a free trip. Don't worry, if you're new, we'll be doing this again. And so this is another of the reports that is used very, very commonly. And so that's the activity report up here. So we've gone over the pace setter report. We've gone over the activity report. Now we're going to look at new associates. As people join your team, you'll be able to, I don't think on this test account we have any new associates, but you would be able to see all the new people that join your team as well from that report. So very simple, yet easy to access these reports from this site. Now, I'm going to stop sharing here for a second, and we're going to transition now over to those that are in the Navase want to have a look really quickly there. So we're going to pull that up real time as well and show you what that looks like. Go over a number of reports that are available right now in the back offices of M and Navase Associates. So here we are. This is a test account. So this Sarah Miller, we're in their back office. We can click on, you can see next to rake advancement, it shows those percentages. You can see that, see how close we are there. A lot of that information is right in front and center on the dashboard here. So personal points, you have the Cabo trip points, right? We have this report specifically for that on the Jamberry side. But here you have just a quick visual of, how close you are to some of the different promotions and things we're running. Now let's jump into the reports here. So for example, team volume report. If we jump right in here, we can see that you have a number of different fields. Now this is nice to know. Up here is the expand view. So right here, what it does is it condenses for most monitors, machines, it'll condense down. But when you're looking at the reports, at least for me, I like to see as much visual space as I can. So I'm going to click on that. And then you'll notice that the report builder here, you can see the levels. So you can expand and shrink these columns, and you can sort by levels. So for example, if I wanted to just see level 1, I could click on the little icon up here. I could say show items with a value that is equal to, and I can click in 1, click filter, and now I see all the level 1s, right? The same thing if I were looking for a specific associate, I could do the same thing here. These columns also, you can come out here. I like to see everything all at once, so I like them somewhat condensed, but you can expand them as well. So for those that are on subscriptions, you can see who has done a subscription here. You can also filter by the column just by clicking on the filter to see, if there's any, you can either do it ascending or descending. You also have the personal sales points right here. You can sort by those as well. We can search for everybody that, you know, maybe has 100 points or, you know, 1,000 points or whatever it might be. Congratulate those people. You have the team sales points all the way down. This would be, and we'll be updating some of the terminology here, but this channel 2 plus BV is essentially everything outside of your main channel. This is the 70-30 rule that applies to the compensation plan. And then you have these legs 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you can see how much in volume you have in each one of your legs, at least up to the leg 4. And then you have projected volume. And the projected points are all your auto ships. So if you add up your team points plus your projected points, that'll lead you to this last column, which is estimated points. Now, the estimated points will give you kind of a projection of what it might be. However, please note that it's not always 100% accurate, because you have some people whose auto ships, maybe their credit card, they didn't update their expiration date, or for some reason their subscription failed to process accurately. And so you may be off by a little bit by the end of the month on this, although it does get more accurate as most of the month progresses, because most people's subscriptions process by that time. So the team volume report is one of the most used reports in the back office for M and Avasay Associates, soon to be everybody. You also have the closest to rank report. Now, I don't believe we have anybody in the closest to rank report in this test account, but I'll show you what it has. So here you would have the level, you would have their customer ID, their first, last name, and then here you see next rank. Here are points, and then you have team points here, and this are the team points that you're short or that they're short for the next rank, and then you have the 70-30 that they're short, so it'll show how much in volume they need towards their 70-30. And then, yeah, you have your phone number, email, and this is your monthly order short. So you have everything you need to show how close they are to rank. So if I had 15 people in my downline that I wanted to have go from associate to lead associate, I would select that here, and you'd be able to see that, right? So you'd be able to see that all the way up to global director. Another key report here, and we've got a question here, so we'll pull up this chat panel. The question is, so in the near future, Janberry will have all the same as Avasay and M, correct? The answer is yes. Everybody will have all the same reports, so we will have that here shortly. So great question. We'll also come down here, and this is nice. I wanted to show just 2 more quick reports as well. We have associate orders, which I don't believe we have any associate orders underneath this test account, but I do know we have customer orders. Customer and associate orders are essentially the same. We'll have, so here you can see the customer orders that were placed. And the nice thing about this is you can actually click on that order, and you can see what was ordered in that order so that you can follow up with them. And you're able to make that call and say, hey, you know, Trenton, for example, thank you for ordering the Style Essential Starter Kit and the Cherry Picker, I believe that's an LWRAP. Thank you for ordering that. You know, one thing that I would like to show you as well is you can also upgrade and get this or that, right? And you're able to cross-sell, upsell, follow up, help them understand that they can save 20% if they become an associate, right? You have the ability to do that. Here you have, you also have subscription reports. So with Janberry, we'll be introduced to AutoShip here soon and be able to have subscriptions, be able to put things on subscription, more than just StyleBox. So you have StyleBox as well. But you can come in here and you'll be able to see this is subscription volume, you know, so this is essentially points, and you'll be able to see who has an active subscription or who has declined a subscription recently. So these subscriptions were declined on 3/5. So you can say, okay, so, you know, I can follow up with Sarah Miller and say, hey, Sarah, I just noticed, you know, that you got off subscription. Sometimes it's because a credit card number is mistakenly entered, or you have an expired credit card. Is there anything I can do to help you set up your new subscription? Gives you an action item, so now you're able to follow up. The subscription report essentially shows you all the subscriptions that people are on. So this Donald Diamond is on a subscription right now. It doesn't show any volume, so they must have something in there that doesn't have volume. But you can see the process date should be 3/30, and so you can actually look and see all the subscriptions that should be running, and then you can go to the declined or canceled subscription report and see those that aren't running. Anyway, it'll be really nice. Another comment here, excited for auto subscriptions. We will only see our customer orders and not our team members' orders, correct? Yes. So the answer to that is yes. We will be limiting that to just personal customer orders so that you're not inundated with other people's customers. Of course, they don't want to, get all sorts of questions related to that. Anyway, so that essentially is how the reports are set up for Exego and for M and Avasay. Sorry, you have the team rank reports, the team sales reports, and then finally your team reports, where you have enrollment tree, tree viewer, downline subscriptions, downline ranks. So you can see all the ranks there. We can essentially look at everybody's ranks. So on the side, you'll see how many junior associates you have, lead associates, different ranks that you have currently in your team. You'll be able to see their ID, first, last name, what their rank is or their current title. You'll also be able to click on them and see all this information about them. So you can actually click there and you can get all the information that's typically available to you. You can see how they view their only their information, if that makes sense as well. So there will be a lot of enhancements that will happen over the next few weeks, but wanted to start to get everybody familiar with the ranks, the reports, and how you see your volumes, how you look, what you can see, and just kind of get everybody familiar with some of these reports. So we went over those reports that are on the Jamberry side. We went over some of the reports that are on the M and Avasay side. Soon, everybody will have all of the same reports. So excited about where we're moving to. A couple of other updates. Soon, we will also, at the time that everybody's on the same system, looking at the same reports, we'll also release a new back office app. So you'll be able to access that app on there. And so we'll essentially have 3 apps. We'll have the BenyU Recruit app, which will replace the Go Recruit app that most people are on. It'll be branded BenyU. You'll still be able to do all the samples from that. That's coming here shortly. You'll also have a new back office app that'll be BenyU Back Office app. That'll be both on the Avasay M and Jamberry sides. And then you'll also have the BenyU Pay app, which I believe that most of you are familiar with as well. Plus, we'll merge all of these reports as well. So I'm gonna stop sharing now. Just wanted to thank everybody for jumping on and be able to talk a little bit. There was one last question I'd like to address. So I understand Jamberry consultants will have access to this system as soon as our dashboard is different. I don't know if that's quite clear for me, but let me see if I understand right. All the information will be shared that they currently have access to. So everything that people see on, you'll be able to have essentially the same information. We may go about it a little bit different, but everybody will essentially have the same information. So hopefully that answers that question. Anyway, thank you all for joining. Appreciate all you're doing. Excited about the future, excited about where we're going on our systems, products, a lot of our promotions, and congratulations to those that have already qualified for the Cabo trip. And if you did not, that's okay. There's always the next one. And that's how I like to look at life. We can make a decision today to always be on the next trip or part of the next promotion. Anything we can do to improve our lives, and love these great products. So with that, thank you all. Have a good night, and appreciate you all joining this call.